this guy's an experienced Sambo fighter. He's a good stand-up fighter. I would expect he would want to take Vovchanchyn to the ground. Vovchanchyn, again, is going to want to stand there toe-to-toe, and usually, pretty much, in fact, every time I've ever seen him fight, they fall.
I continue to look for a chink in his armor, and I've yet to find anything. Is there a weakness on Igor Vovchanchyn?
I don't think so. He's definitely better standing than he is on the ground, and he may not know as much as he should on the ground, but somehow he always finds a way out. Always finding the answer is Igor Vovchanchyn.
He improvises very, very well from the ground. I've noticed the way he's escaped in some of his other fights. You're looking at him in one moment, and all of a sudden, he looks like he's in a vulnerable position, and then boom, he's out of it. All right, both fighters very cautiously feeling each other out here.
Yeah, the Russian fighter doesn't want to take a big right hand. He's going to try and wait for Vovchanchyn, make a move, and I believe he would want to take him to the ground, but we never know. We're always amazed here in the holds bar. There's the attempted takedown.
Boom, and a great reversal. Look at this. Just great athleticism on the behalf of both fighters, and this crowd loves it.
Yeah, that was a beautiful move, a double leg attempted takedown. Vovchanchyn rolled and flipped him right over and slipped out of it. Beautiful, beautiful move by both fighters.
Great athleticism from Igor and Alex. And the crowd, again, they got a real rise out of that.
Yeah, you'll see the level really get better as we get into the finals of these last few matches of the night.
Well, this is our second semifinal. The winner will meet Nick Nutter of the United States, who, huge right hand right on the jaw, administered by Igor Vovchanchyn. Alex Semenov, though, took it, and he's still standing. Yes. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Semenov got off one of his own, but it was the overhand right of Vovchanchyn that rocked this room.
And he brought that from the floor. Woo!
He'll exchange with anybody.
Not me.
No, not me either.
Yeah.
5 feet 10 inches tall, 220 pounds of pure rock.
We have also noticed that he has incredibly powerful legs. Those kicks are very painful to the opponent. And there he goes again. Semenov trying a double leg takedown. Unsuccessful, and he takes a knee. Oh, a huge right hand, another right hand, and Vovchanchyn just throws him and comes back with an uppercut.
Huge, beautiful right hands. You are seeing a display of the best of Igor Vovchanchyn right now. Throwing this guy around the room, who is a very, very experienced Sambo fighter who takes and throws all his opponents to the ground. Igor just unloading with big right hands.
How tough is Alex Semenov? Oh, a great kick to the ribs.
Semenov still is playing his game, keeping the hands high. I don't know if what he's thinking. What do I do now? I've tried a couple of those. Those didn't work. I tried to shoot. I tried to punch with him.
This is the tough guy.
Let's see what he comes out with next.
Igor short on a left and a right. He has some fans here in the crowd. I heard somebody, come on, Igor!
Semenov circling the ring, doesn't want to make a mistake, cannot afford to make a mistake. Although he made such easy work in his alternate match. I mean, this guy is a very tough fighter in his own right. If he could come out victorious, this will be huge for him. Nice right hand.
Actually, that was a left, a glancing left off the jaw.
Sorry, I'm looking at my monitor here for a minute.
No problem. You felt it.
Yeah, I did.
You can feel it from over here. All right.
Igor now dropping his hands even, feeling very calm. Oh, a nice kick to the midsection.
Boy, he hit him right in the sternum. Igor trying to go.
Nice
great takedown.
Double leg.
Beautiful. Great, great Sambo move.
Semenov trying to move to that mounted position. This is where he might be able to do some damage. He slips out. Nice move by Semenov. Now he is in the dominant position.
Well, he took some severe punishment, and now he turns right around and Igor almost gets out of the hold, and now he's in a side mount. Semenov is. Tried to headbutt, Igor did.
This is where Semenov will want to do his work. This is where he has a chance in this fight. On the ground, controlling Vovchanchyn. Vovchanchyn, you could see holding Semenov tight. He doesn't want him to sit up and punch, or actually maybe he does, because then he'll exchange blows. Problem is, it's hard to hit from the bottom.
I've seen very many times in a side mount like this, although it looks like now he's got him in a half guard. Forget that last thought, because in a side mount, you know, normally you can bring that knee up and use that very effectively, but that's impossible in this situation.
Right, he's already, Vovchanchyn will hold the leg to control Semenov, not allowing him to get into the full mount position. That being slipping his right leg over and having his buttocks on the chest of Vovchanchyn. There he could do some punching damage.
Boy, Rio Sports and Federico Lapenda continue to amaze me, putting on some of the most incredible cards you've ever seen.
Yeah,
and we have another one here in this AFC 3 from Tel Aviv.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate the Americans have been withheld this type of action. We were stopped from putting the show on pay-per-view, tried everything in our rights to get it on. They wanted too many rules. Federico Lapenda refusing to wear gloves and to not allow headbutts, the rules that were demanded in America, really changing the rules of what No Holds Bar is all about. They chose to take it here to Israel, as well as Russia, and to continue the tour of No Holds Barred around the world.
And of course, one of the most popular places for this sport is Brazil. Certainly there's no slouches in the Netherlands. They enjoy it there. This is amazing, but the card here tonight in Tel Aviv has been that and some.
You'll see Semenov now in the full guard of Vovchanchyn. Vovchanchyn will try and keep some control on his opponent by keeping the legs wrapped around the hips. Basic jiu-jitsu move, basic style to control your opponent from the ground so you don't take the big shots. You see he keeps the left arm wrapped around the head, controlling the opponent.
The early going into this fight, Semenov took a brutal beating early on. He took some humongous punches, but he accomplished his goal by getting Vovchanchyn on the ground, and now he's peppering him with shots to the back of the head. A nice little short left to the jaw, but Vovchanchyn comes back with a headbutt.
Yeah, Vovchanchyn getting his hands dirty here. This guy is no slouch. This guy is a tough, tough guy, staying close, doing what he has to do to not take the big shots of Vovchanchyn. He's going to sit up here and try and give some punches. Now he slips out of the guard. Now he's in the half guard.
And he's going to try and work some magic underneath, although it's very, very difficult against the powerful Igor Vovchanchyn.
Yeah, the Sambo fighter pushing his opponent against the ring. A warning by the referee.
Don't use that ring. Don't grab the cage there. All right, they continue to work along the fence.
Yeah, it appeared he was going to look for an ankle lock there, did the Sambo fighter. Very experienced with the ankle locks. Vovchanchyn trying to get back on his feet. Sambo, Semenov, trying to keep him on his back.
Oh, great left
nice.
hand. The Russian trying to escape. We've seen him do this many times. Hey, this is quite a war that has developed here. Gary Cruz and Greg Friedman from Tel Aviv.
You see the Russian trying to keep Vovchanchyn close. He does not want him to slip away and have to stand there and punch with him.
He is punching he's making some great shots. Real short chopping blows to the right cheek of his fellow Russian, Igor Vovchanchyn. Oh, a great little uppercut from underneath.
Yeah, Semenov really fighting his fight now. Look at how was that punch? Over across his face by Vovchanchyn.
And a headbutt to the back of the head. You know what I've noticed about Vovchanchyn too? He's able to strike in some of the oddest ways.
Unbelievable. Over his head, around his face. That one I've never seen.
That was a cute little shot though underneath right there from Alex Semenov when he came up right up the stomach and then boom, popped him right in the jaw.
Vovchanchyn also getting a little frustrated with this guy that just won't go away.
Oh, he tries the knee, comes up short, but a nice little left to the cheek.
Yeah, Semenov starting to get in some nice shots. Really starting to get respect from Vovchanchyn, which he didn't have early on.
Yes, Vovchanchyn dominated early on. Tries a reversal.
And back into the guard, he'll take Semenov. I guess he didn't like that position. I'm surprised he didn't try and push off and go. Semenov, nice shots.
With Semenov with a flurry of punches.
Vovchanchyn tries to roll out of it, but Semenov stays with the roll and keeps him close. A beautiful, beautiful fight by both guys.
That elbow showing no damage whatsoever from Alex Semenov to the right cheek of Igor Vovchanchyn.
Semenov trying to go for the figure four. He'll try and stretch that arm back. He's got the, if he could hold that arm down and slip his other arm, his right arm, underneath, actually his left arm, he wants to be able to grab his right arm.
Right.
If he can do that, Vovchanchyn could be in trouble, but Vovchanchyn slips out of it. Again, you're so sweaty at this point in the fight. You're sweaty and oils are coming out of your body that it's really hard to hold on tight to anything. Your hands are so slippery.
Both men now taking a little bit of a break in the near the center of the ring here.
Yeah, Semenov should be the fresher of the two. He had an easier way in the alternate matches than did Vovchanchyn. Vovchanchyn, as we've seen, many of his fights get very difficult like this, but he always comes out on top. But he's definitely got his hands full tonight.
Boy, two very rugged men from Russia. And we're seeing Mr. Momentum. I think he's wearing red trunks right now. Tide has certainly shifted in Alex Semenov's favor.
Yeah, at least as far as being able to control what he wants to do. He hasn't gotten off any really big shots to hurt Vovchanchyn. It takes a lot to stop him. He's going to have to continue doing what he's doing. Hopefully, Vovchanchyn will make a mistake. But right now, you know, they're basically, if you were going to call him, maybe 10-9 rounds is the way he's controlling it right now.
Well, the one thing that you have to be impressed with is the fact that Alex Semenov took some tremendous shots early and didn't get discouraged. He stayed with his game plan. He continues to abide by that, and it's starting to pay off.
Yeah,
both
it really
men
is.
looking a little puffy around the face. I don't see any blood yet.
Yeah, there's been a lot of wonderful exchanges by both guys. Very evenly matched. Again, it's going to come down to the heart and to the mind and the soul of these fighters, because that's where we get in the later rounds. How much do you have left to turn it on? And remember, the winner of this fight has to go on to fight Nick Nutter for the championship of the Absolute Fighting Championships #3.
You know, I bet you Nick's back in the dressing room lying down right now. Do you think he'd dare come out and watch this one?
You know what? I don't think it's his style. I don't think he really cares what he's going to do. He's so focused on his game plan, which is to take his guy down on the ground and hammer away. So he knows his game. It probably would not be a bad idea for him to be doing it, but I don't suspect he's doing it. I don't see him anywhere in the arena now.
Well, Nutter and either of these guys, they've never met, so it'll be new ground for both men who reach it to the finals eventually, and one of them will be either Alex Semenov, who's pounding left hands into the ribcage, and a nice little comeback right to the ribcage of Igor Vovchanchyn.
Vovchanchyn will try and hold the head to the side. I don't know exactly what he's trying to do there. I think he's basically just trying to hold him tight so he can't reach that left arm back to continue the onslaught on the ribs.
A test of wills going on right here in Tel Aviv tonight.
Yeah, it really is a great, great fight. Two guys just putting their heart and soul into this match. You can see the legs wrapped around tightly by each opponent. You got to be a really experienced fighter to even understand what's going on in there. There's so much infighting. He's trying to wrap that arm leg. He's trying to slip that hand under. Now Vovchanchyn turning to the back. Something you never want to do is the general rule in no holds barred. Never turn your back.
Oh, and great right hands underneath. Continue to land flush on the cheek of Igor Vovchanchyn. Great work with the fist. A slap to the back of the head by Semenov. Another slap and another slap. That's an indication that possibly his hand is very, very sore from punching Vovchanchyn so many times in the face. Unanswered, at least 10 blows.
Yeah, again, half of those were slaps, so those really didn't do anything. But those punches were nice shots that were coming up and underneath by Semenov. Vovchanchyn taking a little break here. As we said, he can take a heck of a punch. He's covering up now.
Oh, but he's still getting pounded. There's some good fist right there.
Yeah, there is.
Open fist.
Now he's going for the flurry. Now I'm up. Now I want, okay.
That quick, he's up on his feet.
Yep.
And the crowd loves it.
So you kind of wait for the guy to keep throwing and go a little bit off balance. Then you have your chance to step up. And that's exactly what happened there. You kind of bait them. You kind of suck them. You kind of get them to fall off a little bit, and he was able to slip out of a hold that Semenov really had him in for the last 10 minutes there, really controlling the fight. Now Semenov has to be careful that he doesn't take that big right hand again.
What continues to impress me about Igor Vovchanchyn is his ability to almost at the flash of an eyelid get out of a situation. He is so quick.
Yeah, there's been a few times, just tonight even, that we've seen him in some trouble, but he just makes things happen. He's got the skills and he's got the confidence, and he doesn't panic. He sat there, he relaxed, he took the shots that a lot of people wouldn't want to do, and he waited for an opportunity. He's very relaxed in there. He's very tired. You can see both these guys are tired now. Vovchanchyn actually looks like the more tired of the two.
He really does. He doesn't look like he's willing right now to wage any kind of attack at this point, but you know what? He's trying to narrow that distance a little bit.
Yep, he's closing it up slowly, waiting for an opportunity, getting his wind and his strength back.
Both men are breathing heavily, both men taking a little rest. And when you know a fighter is a little tired, is when he starts shaking his arms. He's saying, "Whew, I got to get some oxygen back in there." You just saw Vovchanchyn do that again.
Semenov moving to the left and back to the right. Doesn't want to move too far into that right hand. He's got to be careful. Now Vovchanchyn switching up on him with the lead right. He'll set him up. He's got both powerful lefts and rights. I've seen this guy knock people out with the left and with the right. Big, strong people. In fact, on a fight previously, we saw him against Big Paul Varlins, and I have never seen anybody punish Paul, a big man, standing the way I did. It was the most awesome display I've ever seen in No Holds Bar. If people haven't seen that fight, it's something you might want to look through. I believe Federico Lependa's library does have that. I'm not sure if that tape is available, but it's something that happened in the Ukraine just a few years back.
Again, a rising superstar in this sport, Igor Vovchanchyn, against a very, very game and tough Alex Semenov. As a matter of fact, right now, this match is very even. I mean, I think it's evened up considerably since the opening dominance by Vovchanchyn. But boy, in the last 10 minutes prior to them getting up on their feet again, Alex Semenov put on an incredible display.
Yeah, it's really too close to call at this point, and I don't think it's going to go to the judges, but we'll see. Nice high kick there to the face by Vovchanchyn.
You know, 15 minutes into a fight, able to get your leg that high with that kind of power is remarkable.
Right, and as you may have heard me say earlier, most of these fights, the guys keep their leg kicks very low. It's generally safer. You don't, a wrestler or a sambo fighter is not going to be able to shoot in on you. But also, the time that you do it is when later in a fight when a guy tends to drop his hands. Semenov still has his hands very high, is well aware of the power through the hands and the feet of Vovchanchyn. Vovchanchyn continues to stalk Semenov, waiting for the right hand to slip in.
Probably in the last 2 minutes, actually one blow has actually landed and possibly been thrown, and that was that great leg kick to the head.
Yeah, Semenov, in my estimation, might have wanted to shoot back in and get Vovchanchyn while he was tired. He's really starting to get, you can see him getting a little bit of bounce back, is Vovchanchyn. He was really tired there when they got back to their feet. Now you can see him starting to loosen him up. He's starting to close that distance a little bit tighter. You'll see him moving back and forth to the left and right Semenov. Vovchanchyn closing it in shortly.
You know, that's a scary thought, being stalked by Igor Vovchanchyn.
Yeah, it is, especially once you felt that power.
Man. Crowd starting to hoot and whistle a little bit, getting a little impatient. Neither man wants to make a mistake that could prove to be the beginning of the end for them.
Semenov able to keep Vovchanchyn off. Vovchanchyn a little hesitant right now.
Well, he's felt those right and lefts from Semenov. I think he respects his power as much as Semenov respects Igor's. Continue to circle around the ring. Again, the crowd starting to hoot and whistle a little bit. Oh, my goodness.
Nice right hand.
Big right hand. You heard it all the way over here.
Semenov closing the distance quickly. That's what you got to do if you're going to take a shot and against an opponent like Vovchanchin, you have to close the distance.
Look at the knots on the head of Vovchanchin from that great flurry earlier in the match. I'd like to see, I can't see his face from this angle, but I'd sure like to see what the face of Semenov looks like right now.
I don't know if I would. It's probably pretty scary.
Well, I would think I would be lucky that it wasn't me.
Right.
But that jet lag makes you say funny things. Here we go. Oh, he pulls the head out.
Semenov now back in a comfortable position for him. Arms around Vovchanchin, closing the distance, not taking big shots from a distance that you do when you're on your feet.
There's a nasty gash over the right eye of Semenov, and I believe it was from that last huge right hand.
Yeah, Semenov starting to feel the effects, wants to stay in tight. He's comfortable right in here. He's not susceptible to too much damage. He can work inside. He's clearly the better inside fighter.
Both trying headbutts. Well, you know these guys, whoever goes to the final, you got to wonder how much gas he'll have left.
Yeah, we've seen that in other fights, that it's not always the best fighter of the night that wins the tournament. It may be someone who had an easier round, maybe quicker fights. So there's a lot to consider in tournament-style, no-holds-bar fighting like you're seeing here tonight. You see Semenov trying to go for the takedown with that leg. Vovchanchin slipping his leg out, does not want to go back to the ground.
You see the blood trickle down the nose of Semenov from the gash above his right eye. He also has several knots on his head. Both men now trying some wrestling tactics.
Vovchanchin tries to push off, but Semenov stays tight. Vovchanchin with a nice move there to go for the sprawl, spread his legs out, not allowing Semenov to do it, but Semenov comes right back.
And he's on top in the half guard of Igor Vovchanchin.
Semenov doing a great job at closing the distance. Especially this late in the fight, you get so tired. He's like a snake. He just stays with you. You try and roll out, and he just stays with you, just wrapping himself around you, not giving you any distance to strike. That's what he needs to do, and that's what he's doing.
These two guys have been going at it.
Both guys breathing.
24 minutes now, the announcer just has announced.
1 minute to end.
Both fighters very tired at this point.
We go within a minute of the end of this fight. This is a 25-minute time limit. So we are in the final 60 seconds, and you're right. Both men are extremely tired, and rightfully so. They have laid it on the line here in Tel Aviv tonight.
Yeah, a country that's pretty used to fighting.
Yeah, what's nice about this type, though, these two guys are going to walk away.
Exactly.
And they're going to hug at the end.
And have a lot of respect for each other.
Boy, I'll tell you, I have tremendous respect for these men. They are the toughest human beings on the planet. Trust me.
Yeah, they're with the affiliation of the WVC and the Absolute Fighting Championship worldwide. This organization is just going through the roofs. They have a division in the Netherlands, in Russia, in Brazil, and in America. They've really put an organization together that has a lot of fights in store, a lot of great fighters, many of which are seen in America. Unfortunately, America has really been unable to get the great fighters that we see from around the world. All they get is, you know, a few American wrestlers that have really dominated the sport there of late. But there are some great fighters out there that hopefully the American public will get to see in the years to come.
Well, if they're out there, Federico Lopenda will definitely find them, as he has found Igor Vovchanchin and Alex Semenov tonight.
Yeah, they want us to remind you all to please support No Holds Bar Fighting. If you're a fan, let your senators know and your cable company operators know that you are a fan, that you want to continue to see No Holds Bar Fighting in America.
All right, Greg Friedman. I'm Gary Cruz. We are in Tel Aviv. This is AFC Championship number 3, and this is a semifinal.
How long is this going to go? These guys are unbelievable.
This is incredible. They had mentioned that it was a 25-minute time limit with a minute to go, and now they're going to let it go because that minute certainly is up.
I think what they did was they talked to both of the managers for the fighters, and neither one of them wanted to stop. They said, if you want to continue, we'll continue, which is kind of something we're not really used to in kickboxing or boxing in America, or wrestling for that matter. But
yeah, when it's over, it's generally over. But these are warriors.
This is no holds barred. That means no holds barred.
Both men now still exchanging blows. They still have the energy to actually lift up and throw a couple of shots. It's amazing.
Unbelievable.
These are two tough guys, which is the biggest understatement of the day.
It's really nice to see the cross training that these fighters have really done to increase their skills to be a no-holds-bar fighter. You just can't be, when jiu-jitsu started in no-holds-bar, they dominated. Then it went to wrestling, they dominated. Then kickboxers have had their day. You really need to be a versatile fighter and know the answers to everything, like Mr. Vavchanchin, who's really got all the skills and has been able to really deal with all the different style of fighters, with the wrestlers, with the jiu-jitsu fighters, and now a sambo fighter. It's really impressive what we're seeing here tonight.
And Alex Semenov had to come an unusual route through the alternates route to get here tonight, and I don't know at this point if he feels like he's lucky or not.
Yeah, he's definitely had a tough fight here, fighting the champion, Igor Vavchanchin.
Although he's really clearly held his own.
Yeah, he has. Nothing to be disappointed in, whether he's a winner or a loser here tonight.
Now, we've got to be getting very close to at least a 30-minute time limit. I don't think it'll go any longer than that, as there he goes again.
You see Semenov
the headbutt
with it seemed like he was hitting him with his chin, which that I've never seen, because the chin is very susceptible to a knockout, to being broken, to knocking your teeth out. But these guys just come from every angle, up, under, over.
All right, they're calling the last minute of the fight, so we shall see. I've been told that before. Man, these guys are unbelievable.
The fans are loving it. As the fans love it, they won't stop it.
It looks like this one will probably go to the judges unless something miraculous happens in the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, the next guy has a really tough fight on his hands. I don't know how much longer they can have it either. They told us again it should be stopping at 30 minutes, which we should be coming up on any time now, because the next guy's got a final match, and if anybody wants any chance against Nick Nutter, they're going to need a little bit of rest.
Nick Nutter, of course, getting here the same day of the fight along with the other Americans, and Federico Lapenda brings that contingent in, and they come right from the airport right here. And the winner of this fight, 5 seconds, by the way, left. They count it down. The winner meets Mr. Nick Nutter of the USA. That's it. This fight is over.
They're going to stop it and take it to the judges. No stopping to go continuously for 30 minutes. That's 10 rounds of boxing with no breaks. So it's like 20. It's absolutely amazing. What
we are going to overtime. A 5-minute overtime to decide, because apparently this was a draw on the judges' sheet. They've decided to go to overtime.
Oh, boy.
Can you believe that, Greg Friedman?
Vavchanchin is going to want to look for a quick knockout. He's been able to do it so far, but he's landed some big shots. Semenov just rolls with him, though. He's really able. He's the type of fighter that can really roll with what you're doing. You punch, he rolls with the punch, so he doesn't take big shots. You shoot or roll, he rolls with you. A very smart fighter.
Well, in all honesty, when I saw Semenov get up after the 30-minute time period, he looked like the more tired of the two.
Yeah,
Igor was much fresher, Greg.
It appeared so to you, yeah?
Yep.
I don't even know. I don't know. I know that he's definitely, Vovchanchin is the stronger of the two. So when you're competing against someone stronger than you, if you're not using your finesse, which he was, it became strength against strength at the end there because you're so tired to be able to use any techniques. Vovchanchin had to use less strength. So we'll see what the difference here is.
Both men, again, we've seen this pattern throughout this fight. Very cautious as they circle each other. We are in overtime. In the red, Alex Semenov. In the black, Igor Vovchankin. And they are going to feel each other out one more time. And I look again, as I have so many times, you're going to look for the Sambo man in the red shorts to shoot for the takedown possibly. And you're going to look for a big right hand or a knee or something from Igor Vovchankin.
Yeah, those arms are just reacting now.
You know, you mentioned something that was very astute. And when you said that 30 minutes, you know, continuous action, no place in the world, I would beg our viewers to just try to hold their hands up. Just hold them up for 30 solid minutes.
Yeah.
And they'll get very, very heavy in a very short period of time.
Yeah, I mean, just think about your sports. Just think about even great professional athletes like we have in America, whether it be wrestlers or football players or basketball players. Nobody does this hand-to-hand combat. 30 minutes, that's truly, I've never seen anything like it ever in the world. Out of the ring almost they go. The gate flies open.
What a takedown.
Semenov lifting up Vovchanchin barely and throwing him to the ground.
And he took a very big right hand coming in.
Did.
I mean, he had to give some to get some, and that's exactly what happened. Big right hand. As both men go to the ground, Vovchanchin on the bottom. In the half guard of Vovchanchin, of course, Alex Semenov, who might be resting after that shot. Man, I felt that, but rattled my feet, my shoes.
You'll see Vovchanchin trying to dig in that choke. But I don't know. I don't think he could do it from here.
No, it doesn't look like he has quite the leverage he'd like or the position of the head that is necessary.
Yeah, or the strength this late in the fight.
Yeah. We are in our 32nd minute.
Both guys really letting it all hang out here. I mean, your arms are they're just hopefully just going off what they're supposed to do because you can't even tell your body very much at this point what to do. You're trying to tell your arms to go and your head to butt and your legs to shoot, but it's just, you have nothing left. Truly, truly warriors, well-conditioned. Semenov trying to get in there.
Boy, and he got a nasty gash that is really open, blood flowing from his forehead now.
Yeah, you can really see that start to flow off into the, hopefully that doesn't get into the eyes of Vovchanchin.
Or Semenov.
Semenov, you can bet it's already affecting him. You can see Vovchanchin holding him tight, resting those legs up, not wanting really too much to go on here, really trying to survive.
This crowd getting a little restless. They're starting to clap a little bit. They're whistling a little bit. They'd like to see more action, but I don't know if these guys, I can't imagine giving any more than they have. Can you imagine having to fight a final after this?
Yeah, whoever it is in big trouble. I'll tell you that right now. Big, big trouble against Nick Nutter. He seemed, I mean, Nick Nutter actually had a very difficult time with Joe Charles as well. So it's not going to be easy for him, but he's been resting now for about 45 minutes.
Right.
And I think they're going to give it a 30-minute break, or possibly in the last fights they were just doing 10 or 15 minutes. I think Vovchanchin's people will try and push for an extra 15 minutes there to give their guy a chance, or Semenov's people, depending on who goes on to the finals.
Is there a possibility of the second alternate coming in if these guys are too banged up?
Very possibly, although actually did we have a second alternate? I believe both of those fighters were hurt too. So I don't know if we have another alternate.
Okay, this is down to the last 3 seconds. 2, 1, it's over. The overtime is over. This will definitely go back to the judges. We will have a winner.
Yeah, there's got to be a winner at this point because someone's got to go on to fight Nick Nutter. No free rides here in Israel. You don't just get a victory.